That's broke. Before there's two of them, so it's not just there next to her.
This meeting is also being offered virtually utilizing Zoom, which is a cloud-based platform for remote video and audio conferencing. The Zoom application is free to the public. The general public is therefore able by connection through the internet or by calling by phone. The purpose of also be available on the township's website. Please be reminded, the meeting is being video and audio recorded and will be posted to the township's YouTube channel for viewing. The meeting will now proceed with the chairman calling the meeting to order and identifying all other members present in the meeting and those joining the meeting via Zoom. The chairman will then confirm if those members joining by Zoom can be heard.
Okay, good evening, everybody. This is the August 12th meeting of the East St. Peter Township Planning Commission. I'm the chair, Randy Patterson. To my left is John Thompson. To my immediate left is Jansen Hurd. To my right is Sarah Ryder. Jason Dagan is not with us this evening. Jacob Bowen is the Director of Planning and Zoning for the Township, and Lee Owens is an administrative assistant handling technology this evening. So with that, we'll start the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You received in the mail or email the July 8th, 2025 minutes. You received a couple of minor changes. Staff has also been able to review. So the motion would be to approve those revised minutes as I sent out.
Make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
We have a motion from Jansen. Is there a second? Second. Second from John. Any questions about the minutes? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. We have no old business this evening, so we will move right to new business. First item of new business is Plan 2024-17, a land development plan for goods real estate at 2488 Old Philadelphia Pike. Who is representing this? If you could identify yourself, please, and then quickly review the project. We have a copy of the plan in front of us. I hope you've received David Miller Associates letter. It's dated
May 22nd.
May 22nd. Did you receive that?
From May 22nd, from who?
David Miller and Associates?
Yes, I believe you did.
Okay. And the other question I have for you is, have you seen the county planning department's comments from August of 2024? Okay. Yeah, so because those two will be our reference points.
Okay.
The county planning department and the DMA. So please introduce yourself.
Consultant and presenting goods real estate for their composting operations. So a couple of years ago, the goods received a zoning variance appeal to operate this composting operation on the property. It's, you probably all know, it's the old Cowtown barn on the site. Has the existing agricultural facility plus a residential barn. Their plan is to remove the barn and build it's more of a landscaping supply, composting supply facility. There will be a small retail space, office in the front and parking for customers. And in the back will be storage and loading areas for the materials.
And you're demolishing everything that's there today, not the house and the barn to the house,
Yeah.
but the Cowtown. What you're building is being built further behind than the existing I just want to do that as a reference point.
Yes, yes.
Using more of what's now farmland, I'm assuming. Okay. So you can address the points in the David Miller letter. Here's an extra copy. You have it?
We replied to them with page 22.
Okay. I've not seen that letter. Okay. So normally how we go through this, because you're asking for waivers and modifications, if you can just review those requests for the commission and those in the audience. And then we'll have any questions from the commission to you about those waivers and modifications and go from there. Okay?
Well, comment on this. The plan shall be filed as a preliminary plan. The applicant is requesting a waiver of this requirement to be based on the scope of the project. They recommend approval of the granting, recommend the waiver be granted with the condition that the applicant addresses the traffic impact study requirement of the solid. Okay.
And is there an intention to address the traffic impact study piece?
Yes, this project. Through the process, and that's all been addressed to through the PennDOT. There's one thing, well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. There's one item remaining for the PennDOT approval.
Okay.
So if we are requesting the waiver of preliminary plan to have a plan filed as a final plan. Another comment was sidewalks. Number 2, sidewalks shall be required along both sides of all proposed streets and along each side of the existing street required to be approved by the township in all residential subdivisions and all non-residential subdivisions, other than industrial subdivisions, except for those residential and non-residential subdivisions within the agricultural district. The applicant is seeking a deferral of the sidewalk requirement along the entire Old Philadelphia Pike property frontage. Also, after continued discussion with the township, we recommend that the deferral request related to the sidewalk installation be granted for the area east of the proposed access drive for the eastern property frontage. Would you like me to explain that?
I think the site plan does show the sidewalk on the west side of the entranceway, but if you could.
This driveway entrance and the deferral that we are requesting. So there's an existing sidewalk right here. We are extending the sidewalk onto the property up until the entrance of the driveway, and then just right beyond here and terminating the sidewalk right here. We are requesting a deferral of putting in the sidewalk in this section.
Which is in front of the existing house.
And that is because there's an old stone wall in front. It would be, without some major improvements along here, it would be a pretty difficult, without completely changing the historic nature and removing that wall, it'd be difficult to install that at this time.
And there's no sidewalk to the property.
There's no sidewalk on the other side, no. And there's also some elevation changes that would make it.
Okay.
Alice, you had my same question.
So that was the deferral. There's also something with this right away that we can discuss a little bit later.
I'll save you the reading of the first part of the number 3, if you would just go down to what you're requesting.
The waiver of the saldo is now listed in the deferral on cover sheet 101. We also recommend that the applicant is requesting a modification of the 5-foot strip requirement and is proposing a 2-foot wide strip. That was the grass strip between the sidewalk and the curb. They recommend the request be granted. That specific release request should be listed as a modification on the cover sheet.
Just back up just one part. So you were talking about the right-of-way and the cartway width. You are asking for a waiver of that requirement, and the recommendation is a denial of the waiver, but a deferral of the requirement to make improvements until such time as the township would ask that those improvements be made, probably in keeping with other improvements being made on Philadelphia Pike.
Or total 100-foot right-of-way would put the right-of-way way back here, even behind this existing dwelling. And that would move everything back, including the proposed sidewalk and road and curbs. So it can be done in the future on portions of this property, not at the existing house, but it can be done. But we're asking to put in the sidewalks, at least a section of the sidewalk, in conformance with the existing.
Those you're representing are willing, agree to the deferral as opposed to a waiver. Okay.
Yeah. Origin number 4. Okay. A curb shall be required along both sides of all proposed streets and along each side of an existing street required to be approved by the township, whether public or private, and along all new parking compounds. The applicant is requesting a deferral of the curbing requirement along Old Philadelphia Pike property frontage. Old Philadelphia Pike is classified as an arterial road, which requires an 8-inch curb. After continued discussion with the township staff, we recommend that the deferral request be granted for the area east of the proposed access drive. So that is
Curve where you're putting the sidewalk in.
the East Line Peter Board of Supervisors directs the installation of such curb.
Okay.
And number 5, an individual, any and all dates of approvals and conditions opposed related to the above request should be provided.
Okay. Zoning, we don't really address here. It's noted in the DMA letter, but it's not an issue that the Planning Commission addresses. That's addressed by the Zoning Hearing Board. So down to the subdivision and land development items.
Number 1, design capacity approval for the sanitary sewer and potentially water provider must be provided. Capacity approval has been provided from the water provider. We have submitted that. Design approval is pending for the sanitary sewer capacity confirmation, and design approval has not been provided. This letter was dated June 10th. It has since been approved and forwarded to the township.
I just want to clarify one thing on that point. It was written elsewhere. Actually, it was written in the original subdivision land development plan review letter from the township dated 6/12/24 that that there was an on-lot well that would service the property, the fire suppression system, and the sanitation. From what we're hearing, there's an intent, if it hasn't already been done, there's an intent to hook up to the public water system.
There is, yes.
Okay, so is there an on-lot well presently?
There is an existing well. I believe it services the old house. But they're going to hook up to the public water.
The house is as well.
Mhm.
So there won't be any more on-site wells being used at this time. We're moving forward.
Yeah, the plan was to hook up and not use that one.
Yeah, perfect, thanks.
Number 2, notification from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection that either approval of the sewer facility plan or plan revision module for land development or supplement has been granted, or that such approval is not required shall be provided. We did receive that. We received that through
From
the
DEP. Okay.
through the.
You don't need to do number 3. It's more a notation that your separate sewage facility construction costs will be added to the one you provided for physical improvements. That will be required.
Base green provisions, the applicant has stated that he intends to pay a fee in lieu of dedication, and they recommend the amount be agreed upon prior to unconditional plan approval. Number 5 is the improvement deferral agreements, which have been provided, are not in a recordable format. We recommend that applicant use the standard template resubmit for review with the township solicitor. Revised deferral agreements have been submitted to the township in their format. We're just waiting for them to be reviewed. The eastern portion of the property frontage is subject to the deferral agreement. We recommend the solicitor determine whether that should be clarified within the agreement. We do have copies of the
And that's part of the final plan approval. Agreements being executed and agreed to.
The final plan is related to the stormwater. Provide a copy of the acre 3 plan and the HOP permit application for review coordination. A developer's agreement will need to be provided that transfers maintenance responsibility from the township to the developer for any stormwater management facilities installed as part of the HOP in the state right of way. We do have this agreement. The document it provides for the stormwater management facilities installed as part of the HOP in the state right of way for review. So that has been submitted, the stormwater agreement, the deferral agreement, and also the co-applicant agreement for highway occupancy permit for enclosed surface stormwater facilities.
Okay.
3 agreements. There's also a list of other waivers and modifications and deferrals. I'm not entirely sure that we've gotten through all of them.
So there was an original letter done by David Miller Associates back in 2024. So the May 22nd is a follow-up to your response to that review and only lists the outstanding issues that still remain. So we're really addressing the May 22nd letter this evening. Just to clarify on the county planning department, do you have a copy of that?
I don't have that.
Can I give you this copy? Just there are 8 items. One we've already got, and that's number 6. But if you could comment perhaps on the others, we appreciate it.
The separate street monitoring system are used for the land stormwater management and erosion sediment control sheets. Both sheets are to be recorded at the same time, so they should be numbered to more clearly show the relationship to the sheet line. Yeah, that was addressed on the title sheet. Each one says sheet X of 21. The 4,773 square feet of existing pavement to remain along the road frontage of Old Philadelphia Pike creates an undefined access intersection. In addition to a more clearly defined egress area, the plan should indicate the required and proposed safe stopping distance required for all the access drive intersections with Old Philadelphia Pike. They may have been referring to an old plan, but
That's very possible because it was from 2024.
this plan only has the one egress.
Jacob, you think that's been addressed?
I believe so. I did follow up with Tara with this. I kind of came in on the backside of this. That was the primary concern with some of these access issues. That was the main concern in this project at this point.
The next comment is a clear sight triangle easement should be provided, along with a plan note indicating that nothing shall be placed, planted, or permanent within an easement that adversely affects the easement's function. Site obstructions would exceed 30 inches adversely affect the clear sight triangle function. I believe that is all addressed on the HOP permit. The plan set depicts 4 separate pavement symbols at the site entrance, including PennDOT, asphalt, concrete, and gravel pavements. These should be provided for each proposed pavement type and all proposed pavement markers. That is definitely addressed on the HOP plan. Based on the grading plan's proposed slopes, wheel stops should be provided within the parking lot for improved safety and details should be added to the plans. The parking actually is mostly left on this. There are wheel stops location in front of the post office building, and then, we do have, wheel stops. Okay, skip number 6. Number 7, the lighting plan sheet 106 should include a photometric plan to confirm that the proposed building lighting will provide adequate without affecting the illumination of the access drive intersection of with all proposed. We have lighting plans, which will this.
Six, is that D?
I think they were looking primarily for an exhibit. Show the lighting that's planned. So, what will happen is our approval recommendation to the supervisors will be conditioned upon addressing.
The tree protection area should encompass all proposed vegetation to be preserved, erosion and topsoil stockpiles, stormwater management, construction activities, storage of materials, temporary parking, and/or soil contamination, compaction may not occur within this area. A detail should be provided depicting an effective construction barrier, such as a 48-inch snow or construction fence mounted on steel posts located 8 feet on center at the buffer's edge. We have a waiver of the buffer. We did get a zoning relief of that one. We originally had a tree buffering on the southern property line.
So again, this is the crossing of reviews, I think, it's taking place.
That's February. Variance for the landscaping screening for a building.
Yep, primarily due to, we have a field still in the back, like we're not developing the property. And the neighboring farmer was in agreement that it would be best not to shade either side there, being two fields side by side.
Well, I think that's the 2 comment letters we have. Is there anything else you wanted to present about the project before we go to the
I just wanted to make sure that we had either previously addressed the waivers on the plans. We covered them all, I think we were requesting the public. Requirement to submit preliminary plans. All existing streets with preliminary plans must be improved, candidates are approved, so that it's minimum right of way, we did discuss that. The curb along both sides.
Okay.
So the PennDOT approval is pending. It's just pending the agreement being signed.
Questions?
I just have one quick question, just for the access. So is there just one access for the entire property?
Yes.
Okay, so the house is accessed by this main access?
Yes, it is, and there's parking designated. And that's the way it was too. There was more of a U-shaped driveway, but that was the only access.
Okay.
At this time.
Any comments from the public? Questions? Hearing none, yeah.
Nothing much to add, just want to see part of, I guess, what's been a discussion with the townships was concerns over the intersection with the access. So that's sort of the part that's pending with PennDOT, so that's not a very quick process.
Look for a motion from the commission related to land development plan number 2024-17 for good real estate at 2448 Old Philadelphia Pike. This is a recommendation from the planning commission to the board of supervisors. They make the decision.
I'll make a motion for file number 2024-17 land development plan for goods real estate at 2448 Old Philadelphia Pike. My motion would be that we recommend approval of the plan conditioned upon and subject to complying with the David Miller Associate letter dated May 22nd, 2025, and the Lancaster County Planning Department letter dated June 12th, 2024, and including the waivers, modifications, and deferrals as stated in the letter. Do you want me to go through all of those?
No, but just address this one that we're denying the waiver.
Okay. Okay. For purposes of the waiver request related to road widening and right-of-way width, we recommend, the motion recommends that we deny that waiver request and rather we recommend granting a deferral until a time when the East Lampeter Township Board of Supervisors directs that installation of the road widening and right-of-way width occur.
Thank you. Second from John. Any further conversation, discussion regarding the motion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? So moved. Thank you. You'll hear from Township Chair.
Wrote Howard Shane's conservation plan 20 years ago. I've been hearing that name for a long time. Oh my gosh, wow.
I had nothing to do with what we did.
I didn't remember that.
We will move to the second item of new business. Land development plan number 2025-19, which is a waiver of land development requirements, a request from Keystone Wood Specialties, 2225 Old Philadelphia Pike. Please present yourself and introduce yourself. Give us any comments you wish to give us related to the waiver request. There are no comment letters from David Miller Associates of the County Planning Department. Just you and us.
All right, I'm Josh Swope. I'm with ML Saxinger Associates representing Keystone. Correct, we are looking to get a waiver for land development. The Keystone Wood Specialties is looking to improve the handling system, and it will require some disturbance, some concrete paths. We'd like to get a waiver for land development to, as it won't affect as these improvements aren't really directed towards land development, but we would like to do a full stormwater plan instead.
Primary. Go ahead, Jacob.
I was just gonna give a little background. The team had met with myself and the township engineer, Scott Hain. And we determined based on the discussion for the stormwater management plan that they're not gonna be expanding capacity, limited, there won't be additional impact. Because what they're doing is just the air handling system. Yeah, basically I don't know the specifics of it, but you're basically just reducing sawdust through the system at your facility. Is that correct?
Right, I would default to you guys for what the handling system is doing.
Yeah, so essentially they have an existing system. My company will be responsible for putting in a new system to replace that antiquated system. The old system's not quite as efficient, can't handle the amount of air. The new system is by far more efficient, a little bit more compact, and it'll also comply with NFPA standards, which the old one has been grandfathered in until now. So it's a new and improved compliant system, by far more capture efficiency for dust. It allows them to hook up the proper ductwork that they need for some of their newer technology that's inside the building.
So based on those discussions, Scott and myself recommended to request a waiver, just because they won't really be expanding capacity. And they will be coming, not here, but they'll be coming with a stormwater management plan, be conditional of this.
Basically, the only thing you're constructing, so to speak, are the concrete pads.
Yeah, green squares here, and we've already started to find areas we can take away impervious to offset that. That would be overhead.
Okay. Questions from planning commission members?
There was a note that the existing stormwater basin toward the front of the property wouldn't be impacted at all by any of the
No,
showing. Is that correct?
no, that won't be affected at all. There will be, we are gonna gather water from some of the downspouts and direct it more efficiently to an inlet that would go there, but that's not going to affect, it's not gonna change it.
Comments from the public? Hearing none. We have a request for a waiver of land development plan from Keystone Wood Specialties at 2225 Old Philadelphia Pike. We'll look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve Plan 2025-19, waiver of land development request for Keystone Wood Specialties at 2025 Old Philadelphia Pike.
And a second.
Second.
Second from Sarah. Any further conversation? All those in favor say aye. Any opposed? So moved. Thank you. To briefing items. So briefing items are items that may or may not come before the planning commission at some point in time. So I'll turn it over to go over those two items.
The first briefing item, 2025-16, that's a subdivision plan for High Foundation at 750 Greenfield Road. So the applicant is looking to subdivide the land from the existing church. They're going to create a 3.6 acre lot. Eventually, they're going to come through a development plan to actually construct their foundation offices for their foundation. And then part of the subdivision, they're actually going to do a shared parking agreement for the church parking lot, and they'll have shared access agreement as well for access to the parking lot.
So just so three of you know, and Jacob, I will be recusing myself from that conversation because I'm a member of the church and helped to negotiate the sales agreement. So you'll be on, you're up for that one.
And so that's on the opposite side of,
Yeah, so the church sits at the corner of Greenfield and Pitney.
Yep.
And then the parking lot, and then there's land space. The church originally bought the entire thing because they had intended at some point in time to potentially build a school, which was never done. So for a lot of other reasons, they decided to sell that piece, and then the shared parking is increasing the lot that's being sold, but retaining the parking availability for the church.
And once the sale goes through, we'll be seeing that development plan.
Yeah.
Possibly this year. And the next item, 2025-17, land development plan from Greenfield Road Owner LLC at 143 Pitney Road. So this is for the property where we're going to be coming before you guys, where we're going to be reviewing just for site access, and then they're looking to do fencing, and this is for actually an electric substation that will be used for the proposed data center in Lancaster City. So what the township, what we'll be reviewing, what we have purview to review is just for the site improvements to this parcel, for the site access improvements and fencing. So this is, again, related to the data center in the city of Lancaster. And also the township doesn't have purview with actually utility expansion as well. That will be under the review of the PA Utility Commission. That should be coming at some point as well.
Okay. Any questions? Hearing none. Other business, comprehensive plan.
Yep, so just give a little update for the comprehensive plan. Last month, we had a public outreach meeting at the community park. Pretty small turnout, unfortunately. I also went to National Night Out to try to just inform the public about the comp plan, just communicate that we are doing one. People are pretty surprised. So we will be doing more public outreach. We just created a survey. I'll actually share it with you guys just to get people's opinion, how they want East Lampeter to look like in the future, and use that input for the comp plan as well. So I may be reaching out to you guys just for some help getting the word out. If you can start doing that now, just letting people know that there is a comp plan. We're in the process of that. And the goal is still to try to have a final draft by the end of the year. So that's the hope.
How long is the survey going to be?
Very short. So it should take about, I've actually had a couple people do some paper surveys when I was at the National Night Out, and people did it in 5 to 10 minutes, depending on if they decide to fill things in.
Website, township's website to that survey? Or
It's going to be posted this week.
this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll share it with you guys when we get everything posted. It's multiple choice, so make sure it's something quick. And
Is that the only way that you're going to circulate it? The website?
we're website, Facebook, and open to suggestions.
Okay.
So that's everything.
At some point in time, there would also be opportunity during the development of the plan through other forums or public hearings for people to comment on what you have developed with the consultant.
That's the hope, yes. So, because we've had like briefing drafts of the chapter so far, but we haven't had like completed draft chapters to really review that are quite ready for a lot of people to, so it's still fairly early in some of these stages.
Okay.
So I'll keep you guys in the loop as we move along. If we get some milestones, I'll put on the agenda as well.
Okay. Thank you. Questions? Anything else for this evening?
That's it.
Take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Jansen moved, second. John, second. All those in favor say aye.